Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, and atheist one too, and all in between. This is for the absolute positive, good God and truth of your lives, only crossing bigger and better. If you've seen anything I've posted or stated online through these videos, you will know that I state that to state that anything's bad, evil, or sinful, right, is just a lie. I've yet to see anything bad, evil, or sinful, right? And I've yet to see any necessary evil. But what I have seen is a whole bunch of unqualified leadership that doesn't know that all those things are just negative, to only crossing more positive. The only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth is to be more positive than negative. So therefore, none of the leadership that states these bad, evil, sinful, necessary, evil ways, right, are stated good as truth. And in reality, it's their faith. Anywhere on the planet, right, that it's stated by mankind and it's not more positive than negative, right? The only way you can, again, add up, stay, or be good as truth, it's from a lesser evolved form of logic, which is the faith of you. See, if it's not more positive and good as truth, right, then all negativity of it, all you have is the bad, evil, sinful articulations of unevolved faith. And when our leadership takes this unevolved faith around the world and they state prisons, jails, and wars as industries, right, of enslaving and killing us, right, and then we blindly leading blind, right, follow these fools, right, to the industries of them, right, enslaving us, incarcerating us, because it's all slavery. Listen, I'm going to show you something. To incarcerate somebody, right, is to state that you can't do anything more positive to make all things involved and all people, places, and things involved good as truth. And in reality check, there's not a person in jail or prison you can't do that with. And the only reason why they don't do that, right, is because they articulate that these people are bad, evil, and sinful, and it's unevolved logic, right? Well, I want to explain something to you. 90% of the people that are incarcerated around the world, right, or at least in the United States, will be free someday, right? Now, you put them in cages like animals, and then you expect them to come out here and breed and be functional in society, right? After you've done hated them and tormented them, and you pay a whole class of society, right, to get off on this as their livelihood and their jobs and what they teach their children, right? It's just insane. It's kind of like what the extreme of what's going on with ICE right now. It's insane. It's deranged, man, to treat people this way. And it don't matter if they're illegal aliens or the people of your own country. You live in bondage. And like I said, all faith is a bondage of the mind, because it's an unevolved articulation always to what is good as truth. No faith is lasting good as truth. Now, all faith has positive variables, man, right? Meaning some faiths are more positive than others, but if they don't keep you lasting good as truth, only to an absolute bigger, better here and now view, and it matters. In reality check, you're not anywhere on the planet, right, that it's not only being crossed by mankind more positive than negative. It's the faith of blind leading blind fools. And that's just a fact of it if it's the leadership of a man or a woman. And again, right, this leadership sells us out. They create these industries of jails, prisons, and wars, man, right? And it's the conflicts, convicts, victims, crooks, prisons, jails, and deranged minds of all humanity, because nobody, right, has ever done any better, more positive and good in their lives as truth by being more negative with negativity. That does not happen, right? So when you're saying that somebody is bad or somebody's evil or somebody's sinful, right, instead of not understanding what's in front of you. They're in a negative way, and it's your job as their leadership to bring them back more positive, always in that negative way. You are negative with their negativity, and to be negative with negativity is to incarnate she, he, shaft, and devilish hells of all people, places, and things. And if you think that your God, right, says it's okay, right, under a certain circumstance, right, to enslave your fellow man, cage your fellow man, right, and war with your fellow man, but we're all children of God. Well, you're not a child of God, man. You hear me? You're the spawn of the devil, and that's just a fact of God check. That's God, truth of reality check. Listen to me. The state of one more positive than negative is the only light, joy, warmth, good God, or truth, holy with spirit, all of all will ever know or be. It's the only state that all of all in body and matter is stated good to the truth of God, their shape, form, and mass, only crossing to an absolute bigger, better here and now reality check with the buildings, trees, you, me, everybody of everything. Creation applied one to the here and now existence of all, God, truth reality check. And it's the substance, durability, and solidness. It is the value and volume of all shape, form, and mass expressed as atom matter evolved to the here and now of reality check, man. All things creation of existence is made of atom matter evolved, okay? And I don't care if it's one atom or a mountain of atoms, if it's more positive than anything negative about it, right? That matter is stated good as truth and cannot be destroyed. And I want to explain something to you. Every time you crisscross with negativity, negative with negativity, instead of bringing all you back more positive always, right? In reality check, you are committing suicide, because negativity is the only state all in body and matter of atoms crossing and bonding is in a state of decay and disintegration, suffering and death. Listen, you're only expressed here and now more positive than anything negative that would not have you here and now as the good God and truth of you, not the faith of you. And if you're expressing with the faith of you, right, well, no faith is good as truth, because none only teach to consistently stay more positive than negative. And anywhere it's not around the world, with all people, places, and things, right? It's just the faith of you, man. And that faith is always a lie on all God, truth, reality check. If it wasn't, since Adam and Eve, we'd all be good for our faith. That's the truth. And that'd been the bigger, better of Cain and Abel in the world, but it's not. And in reality check, like I said, everything's made of atom matter evolved. And on the inside of these atoms is protons and neutrons, and on the outside of the atoms are the electron field. Anything that isn't you puts off its own energy, right? And depending on your polarities, depending on how you absorb it, either to the proton or the neutrons of you, okay? A proton is 2 up quarks, 1 down quark, and it's the Holy Spirit of God of everything, good as truth, solidified to the absolute bigger, better of its bonding matter. Its bonding atom matter evolved. And the neutron isn't neutral, it isn't nothing of energy, and it's the soul, and it's the matter of you. And if it's not solidified, always more positive than anything negative about it, to make that energy nothing to it, right? To solidify your shape, form, and mass, good as truth, you're not in reality check, right? And over a volume of time, it's the disintegration, decay, and everything from the inside out at 360 degrees of you. Listen, I'll explain something to you. On the outside of an atom, when a neutron is an overwhelmed more positive than negative, it's always in a state of radioactive negative decay and disintegration. When it's part of a neutron star, it becomes a pulsar, and it eventually collapses into a black hole abyss. It's infinitely negative of it here and now when it's not more protonically overwhelmed to solidify its matter good as truth. And the same happens to your body, man, when you crisscross with faith. See, no faith only states good as truth. And in reality check, right, when you state prisons, jails, wars, right, the conflicts, convicts of us, the victims and crooks of us, as the leadership of us around the world, instead of stating us more positive than negative always, right, with this faith, you crisscross negative with negativity on this neutron. And it's the incarnate she, he, shafting devil of all things, right? It's a snake on the matter of the neutron, okay? And through this snake, right, of energy on this neutron, right, it causes you to incarnate the she, he, shaft, and devil of you, nutty and fruity, man. You become a bushwhack on your matter, and over a volume of time and extremes, your matter can't sustain that, and it collapses into a black hole abyss, just infinitely negative of you here and now. One nothing of you here and now, forevermore, with the devilish hills of you, okay? Now, I'm a father. If I don't make sure my kids, right, have a home, a way to eat, a proper education, right, I'm neglecting my children, okay? We're all children of God. We're all somebody's children. And every time this leadership of ours, right, or any leadership around the world faithfully states us to prisons, jails, and wars as an industry on us, right, and says it's okay because this is a necessary evil, or these people are bad, evil, or sinful, right, it's a lack of their intelligence, because in reality they're committing suicide for negative acts of others. And in reality check, if they don't only spare any expense to only bring you back to a more positive state, right, for all parties involved, and make sure that you have a home and a way to sustain no matter what, right, they're neglecting you, man. You send a full home and you give them a fair warning, man. You hear me? Some things are so negative they will kill you out to one nothing. You hear me? Some fools won't make it. Some people are that foolish with their faith. But all else can just cross more positive than that always. If you invest in instead of prisons, jails, and wars, but only making people's lives more positive for your leadership, all will be good as truth, because in reality check, nobody wants to keep being a negative way when somebody shows them a more positive and lighted way than that. And the outliers of it, meaning the fools who just don't get it, they can't last, they can't keep existing. But there's no point, by example of your leadership with the prisons, jails, and wars, of you killing yourselves, right, and killing all you love by example. Because I'm going to keep it real with you. These police states only keep getting worse, right? The things that they say that's evil, sinful, or bad only keep getting worse. And the reason why is negativity is a deduction on itself, and all things creation of existence as a black hole matter on itself to one nothing of the negative. You see, all negativity subtracts to one nothing of it, man. Here and now, good is truth as the shape, form, and mass, the substance, durability, and solidness of it. And when our leadership does it, they're blindly leading blind, killing themselves and their children and all that they love and cherish by example, investing in nonsense, man. That if they just invested in a more positive value to the reality check of people in the world, man, we'd all be good as truth. Like I said, you can't stop some people. Some people are so ingrained negatively that they will not get it. But for the most people, right, most people will get it. You understand? People don't want to be out here doing crazy things by nature. They do crazy things because they don't have a better leadership than that to bring them to a more positive, enlightened, insightful way, good as truth. And that's the reality check of most of these fools incarcerated, man. You hear me? That's the reality check of all these fools going to war. You hear me? Listen to me. It's nonsense, and the leadership of it is unqualified governance, it's unqualified judgment, and it's unqualified prosecutions, and they're blind leading blind, committing suicide, man. You hear me? Their God is the devil of them if they believe that they're children of God, or they have the authority of God, or that their God in some way, right, says it's okay to do this. Because I'm going to tell you something. If I'm a child of God and you're a child of God, we're children of God, right? And I say to myself, I'm a father, and I tell my kids it's okay to go conquer each other. It's okay to lock you in the room for years and years and years, right? Or it's okay for you to go kill your brothers and sisters under certain circumstances. It's not. It's never okay to do none of that. You hear me? And if I did that, I wouldn't be a good father of God of them. I'd be the spawn of the devil of them. And this is the reality check of what our leadership is doing to us, man. Except it's worldwide. It's through the faith of each and every one of these type fools. It doesn't matter who you are, Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, and atheist one too. This is what you're doing. And until it stops. So I'm not going to stop, because in reality check, I directly have children in the world, but also I know that we are better than this, man. Humanity, we are better than this. We are better than being sold out to these ways, man. It's modern day slavery, not just of people, but of the mind, man. It's unevolved. Listen to me, man. When you plug a plug into the wall, right? As long as that male outweighs anything female about the plug, as long as anything positive outweighs anything negative about that plug, right? That plug is good. And if it doesn't, right, you could burn your house down, or nothing will work correctly. You won't have enough energy to sustain. But as long as that plug, that positive, outweighs anything negative about that plug, right, there's a zero chance you can burn your house down over it, or you won't have enough energy to sustain. You're half male, you're half female. Only cross more positive than anything negative about you, man. Right? From your mind through your body to the world. And there's a zero chance, as a predictor of the absolute bigger, better here and now, you won't be good as truth. You hear me? Alive and well, only doing bigger and better for it. But if not, man, you're in a state of radioactive decay and disintegration, one way or the other. Either you got too much negative energy hitting you, and it's causing you to become static, twisted, scattered, blindly undefined, or not enough positive energy, right, to sustain the good God and truth of your shape, form, and mass. In both ways is the incarnate she, he, shafting devil of you, and it can only be through the faith of you, because all else is only crossing more positive than that always to sustain their lives good as truth, man. The only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth, and that good as truth is an absolute bigger, better, here and now predictor of your life, alive and well. You hear me? You can't suffer out of existence, decay, disintegrate, or die of that. Again, you could tell a monkey or a doggy, no, bad girl, bad boy, sit, stay, lay, right? An animal will understand these basic commands, but they will never understand that you have to do more positive than your negatives always to be good as truth, right? It's the only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth, only to an absolute bigger, better here and now of your life, right? Alive and well. An animal will never get that. It's the bad, evil, sinful way of nothing, man. You hear me? It's the necessary evil of nothing, man. You hear me? You know, the biggest thing I see, right, is the leadership of us saying, we're good, leadership is truth. We're the government that you want to believe in. We're the government that will protect our people. We're the government. No, man, listen to me. If you're not bringing people's lives back always to a more positive state than a negative one, always, to keep all they are good as truth of your leadership, and you're not sparing no expense only to that, right? In reality check, right, your faith has you suicidal all your life, right? From the time you take on this type of faith and start spreading it around the world, right, to the time you die of it, man, you are just a leadership of foolish faith that is negative to what is good as truth, man. And it's by example, you're killing out all you love, hate, and despise, man, because you can't do anything more positive by being more negative than anything in reality check. That does not work. It's a lie on logic. It's a lie on the good God and truth of you. And if it's not more positive than negative always to keep you good as truth, the only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth, right, it's just a snake of your faith. It's a nutty, fruity way on you. You hear me? It's modern day slavery of the mind through the body to the world, with the prisons, jails, wars, conflicts, convicts of you, the victims and crooks of you. You are unevolved to be the leadership of not only yourself, but the world around you, and shame on you. And that's a fact of God check, man. Listen, if the sun doesn't shine more positive and protonic than anything negatively neutronic about the earth, right, no life as we know it can keep existing. If you don't shine more positive and protonic about than anything neutronic about your life, negatively neutronic about your life, it can't keep existing. This is the only reason that you died. Listen to me. This is the only reason why anything, right, that is articulated by a man or a woman, right, is in a state of radioactive decay and disintegration to the one nothing of it, because it's not being brought back more positive than the negatives of it. The only way, again, that you can add up, stay, or be good is truth, only to an absolute bigger, better here and now of you. At one time, the earth was a true sister reflection of the Son of God of all I am, with pyramids all over all. And where these pyramids were, there was God kings. And these God kings were eons old, right? They could die. Anybody can die of being so negative, right? But here's the thing about it, right? If you don't let negativity destroy you or become the bigger and better of you, you can't be destroyed by it. And they understood, right, to be more positive, right? These God kings, these men of old, these angels, right, before 1/3 of them rebelled, right, that to be more positive than negative is the only good truth of you. And Adam of the Bible, of the Holy Bible, was their God and his king, and he was the creator of it all. And the earth was he shafted by a snake god, devil of faith. You hear me? And the only hospitable place when he came to himself was the garden. That's why he was fully grown. And Shiva had put Eva at his rib and at his side, man, all around him, so he couldn't get his bearings on reality to what was good as truth. He knew he was created good as truth, but he didn't know how to stay connected to it at that point, because the world had been shafted and the only hospitable place was the garden. And that's why he lived 930 more years in turmoil, man, because he couldn't get his bearings. And it's the reason why Cain killed Abel, and it's the reason why the world is stated this way today, because he stated with faith, right? The faith of Eve. It was a snake. It was a bushwhack. It was a he shaft of the devil, right? On his matter, man, on the neutrons of us, just like Shiva shafted the world, man. And after the world was shafted, the men of old was destroyed, all but 1/3 of the angels. And they became the blue-blooded, he shafted royalty, man, all the way up till today, man. And their ways, right, are just garbage on humanity, man. Because I'm going to keep it real with you, man. Anywhere you state with faith, it states no good as truth always, man. And if it's not always more positive than negative, it's no good as truth. You hear me? It's the only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth. And this is the prisons, jails, wars, conflicts, convicts, unevolved articulation of the leadership of us. And you can be upset with your citizens when they act foolish. But listen to me. If you don't set a better example than their foolishness, right, on how to be more positive than negative, and you can't do it with jails, prisons, and wars, that's not going to work. You can't do it by making the world a police state. That's not going to work. Well, in reality check, you are the he shaft and devils of all things. You are the bad, evil, sinful ways of all society, man. If I don't teach my kids, man, right, to brush their teeth, to brush their hair, to get dressed, to go to school, right, I'm neglecting my kids. These are all positive values to keep them good as truth. If you're not giving us back more positive values, right, the negative jails, prisons, and wars, you need to quit, because you're committing suicide, man. You are the he shaft and devil of all things. Your God is the devil of you. You hear me? If you say that you're by God and country, this is our way, you need to quit. You need to go on. You need to figure it out, man. Regroup. You hear me? Because in reality check, you're just committing suicide. And you're teaching all we are. Love, cherish, hate, and despise, right? Don't hate, right? To be this god-awful way, man, and it's ridiculous. It's the snake of all things. No good as truth, man. You hear me? It's the faith of you. Listen, if it's not more positive than negative, the only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth, all you have is faith. And that faith is always utterly lacking. And it is the leadership of the world. It's the unevolved governance of it. It's the unevolved judgment of it. It's the uninvolved prosecutions of it. It's the uninvolved victims and crooks of it. It's the uninvolved prisons, jails, and wars by industry of it, right? To enslave you and to kill you out to nothing, man, because these people ain't got a clue that being more positive always than negative, right, is the absolute bigger, better energy than anything negative about them. And in reality, because they don't always state that way, everything's just negative of it with their faith. And that's a fact of God. Check. From the Fool Thief, man, God, King, Adamus, of all, God, truth, reality, check, I am. The Father, Son, and Thieving, Holy Spirit, of all mankind's negativity, the one neutral nothing, I absolutely positively am. God, truth, a reality check. Peace.